Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we are here talking about the new moon in the sign of Sagittarius coming in on the 19th or the 20th of December of 2025, depending on your time zone. We're going to talk about the energy that is surrounding this new moon. We're going to discover your opportunity points here for this, because the new moon is really great for new beginnings and making some really positive changes. And we're going to pull some cards for each and every zodiac sign. So do check out the description box and the comment section as well. And I will put the timestamps there for everybody. Do watch your sun, moon, and rising signs, and you will get the big picture and see where this new moon is activating for your best opportunities. So a new moon in Sagittarius. So a new moon occurs when the sun and the moon create a conjunction. They come together. New moons typically carry a more peaceful, more calm energy as opposed to a full moon. But this one hits a little bit different with that because we do have a couple challenging planetary aspects. But if we're aware of them and we work through them in true Sagittarius positive fashion, then we can really see the potential and the possibilities, and we can really figure out where we can have a massive breakthrough. Like I said, this will happen on the 19th or the 20th of December. It just depends on your time zone. So in North America, this is going to happen at about 5:30 p.m. on the 19th on the Eastern time zone, about 8:30, and then adjust your time clock accordingly, because if you are over in Europe or beyond, of course, this will happen on the 20th for you. This is occurring at 28 degrees and 25 minutes of Sagittarius. So if you follow degree astrology, this is really hitting the fourth house. Because we've got 12 signs of the Zodiac multiplied by 24 to bring us to 24 degrees, and then 28, we are in the 4-degree mark, and this is the Cancerian degree. And the planetary ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and Jupiter has been hanging out in the sign of Cancer for quite some time and has been retrograde, right? So we've got a retrograde there in that energy, and that will be retrograde for another few months. So a retrograde with the planetary ruler of the new moon can be deeply reflective. Especially with your family relationships. Cancerian energy can be about going back and forth, side to side. So if you've been undecided about something, this might be where you figure out how to move forward or what you want. Cancerian energy with the fourth house is also associated with your home, your family, your children, your ancestors, your private life, where you live. Are you happy in these aspects? Is there things that need to be fixed? Is there something new and exciting that you want to infuse in there, right? So we are deeply reflective about the things that are personal to us, especially in our personal private lives. So if you have any personal planets at 24 to 30 degrees of mutable signs, we will all be feeling this new moon, okay? But this will really amplify the energy for you. So if you are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces with those personal planets 24 to 30 degrees, you will feel this the most. Or if you are at 0 to 2 degrees of a cardinal sign, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, you will also feel this energy. And you'll just feel it a little bit more intensely than others will. But like I said, we'll all feel this. So this is the fire sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. So the new moon in Sagittarius is quite exciting. It can be liberating. It can be very creative for us. We can be discovering new sources of inspiration. A new moon in itself is about setting intentions, a new beginning, a fresh start. It's where we can receive guidance, really good for clarifying your intentions. Like, what do I really want, right? We can make a wish, and we can sometimes get some healing with a new moon, right? That's like cleanse and purge, and we've got this fresh start, we've got this blank slate, and it can be really quite exciting in that. And Sagittarius energy as well. It's, Sagittarius is the most positive sign of the zodiac, also the luckiest, right? Ruled by Jupiter. And so this can be where you can harness a little bit of luck. This does bring an energy of abundance and expansion and growth. Adventure, especially with travel. If you've been stuck, right, you might be feeling that you've got like itchy feet and you want to plan a vacation, and maybe it won't happen for a while because you're perhaps going to kind of set your horizons really big, right? And say, okay, this is where I want to go. I need to save up for a few months, but I know I can do it, right? I myself just planned, I haven't had a real vacation for a couple of years. And so I just planned a really wonderful trip of a lifetime with my dad. It won't happen till August, right? So, it's a number of months away. But the anticipation is really exciting, right? And it's, really quite an adventurous time. So you might be planning things like that. Sagittarian energy is very philosophical, very honest and truthful. So you might be seeking out the truth at this time. Someone may reveal some truths to you, but you might also be really getting real with yourself and your trajectory through life, right? Am I on the right path? Am I happy in my relationship? Am I happy with my job? Is there something that I want to try that's just a little bit different, a little bit out of my comfort zone? Because that Sagittarian influence is pushing you out of your comfort zone just a little bit, right? We don't necessarily need to take a massive step, right? We just dip a toe in the water of uncertainty and see how it feels, right? And so we get rewards for, for venturing outside of our comfort zone. Do watch for, at this new moon, overindulgence. All right, we are in, silly season, right? We're in holiday season, a lot of celebrations at this time of year. We're a couple of days away from Yule, the shortest day of the year, so the days start to get longer. So if you've been feeling like you've kind of going a little bit backwards, this might be your great opportunity to start moving forward and experience growth, right? Because the days do start to get longer. If you're in the southern hemisphere, of course, you've got your summer solstice, right? So your longest day of the year. So you might be feeling a little bit more like, I've got to get started. I've got to get some things done. I've got to get something off the ground, right? So you could be experiencing that kind of energy. But do watch for overdoing things around this time, because Sagittarius does like to have fun. And of course, being ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter is a planet of expansion and luck and growth and wonderful things, our most beneficial planet, but it does expand and amplify everything it touches. So so it's like, this is where we go to, a get together or something. And instead of having like one little small plate of appetizers, we're clear half the table, right? So, or we don't stop at one glass of wine, we down the whole bottle, right? So just be a little bit aware of that, because we do have a square, a very challenging one to Neptune. Okay, it's also a square to Saturn. And Neptune does have to do with, spiritual growth and imagination and fantasy, and it can be really quite wonderful. But Neptune also does deal with addictions and overindulgences. So just be a little bit aware of that something could potentially get out of control. Considering it is a square is challenging. We don't see eye to eye. We have a huge difference of opinion, and nobody's going to give way. And so this can be some excessive behavior with somebody around you, right? And so you might be looking at this going, okay, is this even worth saying anything? Or are my words just gonna like hit a brick wall? Do I need to remove myself from this situation, right? So sometimes taking that step back, right, can be really beneficial to you. So we do have to work through this square, and it's not going to be the easiest thing, because a square does create blocks. It creates restrictions and delays, right? So if you want something to happen really fast, there could be a little bit of a delay, and we need to work through that because we have to be a little bit patient. We do also have a quincunx with Uranus. Now, Uranus is a wild card, right? And this new moon, even though it's very auspicious, does bring about some wild card energy, uncharted territory, but it also brings us liberation, and Uranus does free us. It liberates us from things that have been holding us back, or the things that are not necessarily what we want, right? And it's showing us a true path. It's showing us a direction. But with Uranus being in kind of our blind spot, this is a disruption in the flow. This can represent hesitation, right? Where it's like we hesitate to make change. Uranus, the great awakener, and brings sudden and unexpected events quite often. And so this can bring, again, shocks and surprises. So something that you didn't quite see coming. It can be something that presents a challenge. But once you work through this challenge, once you work through this issue, it can really give you a clear sense of direction, or really kind of highlight what you want and what you don't want, right? But it can also bring you something awesome, right? Don't forget, we do have luck coming in with this new moon. So work with this new moon, set some intentions, light a candle, even just to bring in peace and harmony into your life, right? Clear out some negative energies, right? Whatever that happens to be. It's a great time of year to do that kind of thing, right? And, it can be a really wonderful time of year for a lot of people, but it can also be a very challenging time of year for other people as well, right? Just depending on your experiences and your situation. So whether you're wanting to infuse just a little peace and balance and harmony, manifest things into your life, set those intentions, or even you yourself, take some initiative. We do have a wide conjunction here with, with Venus and Mars, right? And this new moon kind of lands pretty much at the midway point. And so this can be where we embrace love, embrace caring, embrace connections. We can peacefully and lovingly resolve any kind of challenges or issues. But we also have this energy that's like, I'm going to take action to follow my heart, to follow my bliss, to follow my dreams. And this is very Sagittarian in its energy as well. So let's get a card here for the collective and just see what's coming out for you. The Knight of Cups. What did we just say? Follow your heart, follow your bliss, open your heart to love and caring and connections, and we can navigate this new moon. The Knight of Cups can represent a gift, a proposal, an opportunity coming to some of you here. So someone could be bringing you something wonderful, something exciting, but this can also be you, right? Knights are always on a quest. And the Knight of Cups, it's like I'm on a spiritual quest. I'm on a quest of creativity. I'm on a journey that will make me feel good, or I'm doing something I love. I'm following my heart. So this can be a really wonderful, wonderful energy. And of course, the Knights in the upright are always successful. So really connect with your heart space. Really kind of think, what makes me happy? Right? And remember, our happiness lies within. We don't need to look externally for happiness and joy and self-worth and all of these things. That lies within. And when we look externally for those things and we forget the power that we have, right? Then we end up with situations that maybe aren't healthy, right? Because we're looking for things end up being kind of codependent, right? So remember, this happiness, joy, bliss, all this beautiful energy does lie within you. So having said all of that, we're going to move on to each sign. And again, the timestamps will all be down below for you. Watch your sun, moon, and your rising. And if you do enjoy your readings, please do take a moment to hit the like button on there. Give this video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. It helps keep my internet on. And of course, it helps other people see the video, because YouTube is like, hey, you like it, other people might like it too. So I really do appreciate that. But also drop a heart in the comments, and I will absolutely heart you back. But I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic new moon. Harness the luck and the positive vibes that the universe is bringing to you. And we will move on, and we will start with Aries. Hello there, Aries. You will be experiencing this new moon in your 9th house. So you do have this very intense Sagittarius energy that is around you, because Sagittarius rules the 9th house. And of course, we also look to Jupiter that rules that as well. So the 9th house, you may be experiencing a new beginning with your spiritual growth, your belief system. Something in there might be changing. This is also about your higher mind. And so some of you might be embarking on a learning journey of some kind. This is also about, the law, morals, your ethics, big ideas, travel, publishing as well. So some of you could be looking for a little bit of fun. Perhaps you want to go on an adventure, you want to go travel. You may have something new come up that has some legal ramifications behind it. It can be like just documents, it can be loans, things like that. But it can also represent that there's something that you may need to, that you might be purchasing that requires some sort of legal agreement, right? So we can also hopefully have some things wrapping up for you there as well. So this can be a really exciting place to have a new moon, because it does speak to expansion and growth and opening yourself up to new beginnings in a really big way. We have Moon Mastery coming out here for you, the law of attraction. So just like this Jupiter energy, and you're harnessing all this Sagittarian energy, this is about attracting all the abundance and the possibilities that the universe has to offer. And so the law of attraction is very much working for you. It's always working for you, right? But it's amplified at this time. So set those intentions. But remember, when you're setting intentions, we got to feel it, right? It's not that, I want this tomorrow, right? I have it now. And then we attach emotions to it, and this is going to amplify our intentions, right? So it's not that I want to attract this to me. It's I am infinitely abundant. I am successful. I am financially stable, right? Whatever that happens to be, it's I am, and I am now, right? And so just put aside a couple of minutes as you're setting your intentions, and just close your eyes and just, feel the energy of, how you would feel when you receive what it is you're attracting, right? And you can feel goosebumps at the back of your neck or on your arms when you do this. We have illumination energy coming in here for you also. Look at all this yellow, right? It's pretty awesome. Yellow is, of course, a very vibrant, very happy color, right? And it's also one that can be associated with fire, right? Fire, oranges and yellows and reds, right? So illumination. So you might be getting some clarity, some answers at this time. Again, the 9th house can be about your spiritual growth, your belief systems. So something here, you might be embracing some new ways of thinking. You might be embracing some new traditions, some new beliefs, and you could be incorporating the old with the new. But illumination, something is gaining clarity here for you, and something is at the forefront for you. So there could be something that is shown to you in some way that you didn't quite previously see. It was hidden, it was in the dark. And so this can come out in a very interesting ways, right? And so just think of, if you were to illuminate your room, you're like, whoa, I see it clearly now. So it can be really exciting. And we have two cards that came out for you here. We've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So for some of you here, you could have some very, very helpful people around this new moon. And a new moon, of course, we start out with the new energy, and we can have some short-term results in the next couple of weeks, and then we have long-term results over the next 6 months. So you could end up with some very helpful people here along the way. If you're looking to, buy something, maybe you need someone to co-sign a loan, King of Pentacles, perhaps, right? Or maybe the Queen of Cups, who is very loving and caring. This can be finding some balance within yourself as well, right? So we got, your emotions with your physical world, right? With your Pentacles energy there, right? So we can find that balance between our physical world and our spiritual world, right? This can also really remind you to attach some really positive feelings, emotions, energies to your manifestations, and you will come out on top. But the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups, there could be some opportunity, something coming in here for you that is going to kind of shift you into a really powerful energy. It can bring you what you want into your physical world, something that makes you really quite happy. There's success on the table for you, essentially, right? But like I said, you do have a balance here between masculine and feminine. And when things come into alignment, right, this is how it happens, right? And so, so again, this moon is happening kind of right in the midway point of Venus energy and Mars energy, right? So masculine and feminine energy. So again, it's like finding that healthy balance can be your key to success. But the King of Pentacles can be someone who's very helpful with money, with resources. It can be a banker, a real estate agent, or just a successful business person, someone who's very solid, stable, and secure. Queen of Cups can bring in some healing energy, but it can also be a person who is loving, kind, caring, and compassionate. So we can have some long-term love that is, stabilizing for you. You could have a shift in some relationships here, but again, some of you may just be spending some money or saving some money to follow your bliss, to follow your dreams. That's what I have for you, Aries. I thank you for watching, and good luck with this new moon. Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. This is happening in your 8th house. Now, your 8th house, the theme of the 8th house energy is change, right? It's Pluto energy, Scorpio energy, all in there. So, everything old can be new again. This can be an energy of, thank you. This can be the energy of revival, of personal growth, of transformation, evolution in many different ways. The 8th house does have to do with births, deaths, taxes, inheritances, a little bit of mystery. So there could be a little bit of a secret in there, something, again, that you may not necessarily see coming. Hopefully it's something really good. But this does also have to do with the things, and especially the money and possessions that we share with other people. So some of you may have some changes in your finances. You could be, again, births and deaths, new and old, right? Endings and new beginnings. So you could have something transformative happening with your finances, or something that you share with another person, whether things are coming together or potentially things coming apart. But because it is a new moon, it's like a new start, a fresh start, or the next step, right? So it just depends on your circumstances, how things play out there. A new moon in the 8th house can actually be really beneficial. You might be taking out a loan because you're buying something. Perhaps you're buying something with another person, or you're joining your finances, right? And this can be a very powerful, transformative time. The 8th house can bring you in some money or some resources from other areas, right? Because it is inheritance, and we inherit a lot of different things from different people. So it can just be something passed down to you, like a family heirloom, right? Or perhaps, of course, some help and support, whether it's someone co-signing a loan for you, or perhaps gifting you some money. So the eighth house can be a little bit mysterious. It can also be where something may be revealed, and perhaps like a hidden fantasy, especially with some Neptunian energy going on around this full moon. You might be revealing a fantasy to someone else, or they might be revealing something to you. So this can potentially be a little bit people-y for you, but we may also reveal like some hidden desires or some hidden truths and things. So you could have a very interesting new moon period, right? And so, but this is a great time to set some intentions for change, right? And change doesn't always mean leaving something behind. It can just mean evolving something in a really positive way, whether it's you or something with other people, right? Because new beginnings are part and parcel with the eighth house. We have Moonlight Enchanted. This is absolutely beautiful energy. This does show a little bit of mystery, and this can show a little bit of romance or a little bit of magic in the air for you. So do make sure that you work with this new moon and set some intentions there and embrace the vibe. Now we have two energy cards coming out for you. We've got Fear and Success. Do you have a fear of success? Literally, can be what this means. And so this new moon with this really beautiful, fearless, positive Sagittarian energy can represent that the only thing standing in the way of your success can be fear itself, and this is within you. So what can you do with this new moon to release the fear or face your fears? We all have a fear of the unknown, right? We all have a fear of failure. We sometimes, right, have a fear of success, right? Sometimes maybe we just don't want the spotlight, right? Or we're just, we're not used to having the spotlight on us. We can be afraid of having a conversation or of revealing our true feelings or our darkest desires, right? We can be afraid of revealing those because we don't know how something is going to be received or how we're going to be perceived. So we've got kind of polar opposite a little bit energies here. We've got success, bright and vibrant and shiny and exciting, but then we've got fear hiding us in the corner. So are you going to let something put you in the corner? Are you going to keep on putting yourself in the corner? Or are you going to let yourself shine? Because there's something here that's very vibrant that is ready and available for you. Don't let fear hold you back, right? A new moon fueled by Jupiter, encouraging us to get out of our comfort zone in even just a small way, will bring us big rewards. And it's always scary outside of our comfort zone, but that's where the excitement happens. And we have the Two of Wands. Get ready for a journey, right? Your path forward is clear. The Two of Wands is an energy where I know what I want. Now I just need to decide if I'm going to make some moves. Now I'm just going to decide how I'm going to make this happen. Now I'm just going to keep my options open, right? I'm going to look at the potential and the possibilities, right? We're not necessarily taking action with the Two of Wands, but the world is our oyster. Literally, the path is clear. So how do you take your next step? How do you move forward? How do you follow your path? And it doesn't have to be something massive to have incredible effects. So what journey are you on? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to change? What new beginning are you looking for? What does the future hold? And what is holding you back? With that, I'm going to wish you well here, Taurus. Good luck with this new moon. Harness all of this wonderful energy because it's working for you. All right. Thank you for watching. Hello there, Gemini, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. This can be really fortunate for you in relationships. This is happening in your 7th house, and your 7th house is ruled by Libra and Venus. And of course, we do have some wonderful Venus energy coming in here for you at this time. So if you're single, you could have some luck in love. If you are in a relationship, you can deepen your bond, deepen your connection. You may even have a little bit of a surprise coming in here for you. A new moon, of course, does bring about new beginnings. But a new beginning can just be a change in energy, right? A new beginning can be the next level, the next phase of a relationship, right? And it doesn't have to be love and romance, right? With your 7th house, it can be partnerships of all kinds. It can be friendships. It can represent romantic interests, business relationships, right? Family ships even, right? It's just these people, it's interpersonal energies here. It can also represent contracts. So some of you might be signing a new contract, okay? You could be starting your own business, but you could also really represent, really kind of, how should I say, really kind of understand where you may need to gain a little bit more balance and harmony within a relationship in your life, right? And so this can be a wonderful new beginning, a wonderful start, or a wonderful improvement, right? Take something to the next level, take something to the next phase. So we can have all sorts of wonderful things. But a new moon, when we have a new moon, we are on a short cycle for 2 weeks, right? Until we get the next full moon. So you could have something in the short term, but some things may also take the next 6 months until we have the full moon in Sagittarius to play out for us. So some of you may need to be a little bit patient, right? But this energy is activating for you now. So set some intentions, open your heart, and get ready to receive. And there can be some interesting things going on here. We have Moon Mastery, the Law of Attraction. You know what? You are the 3rd reading I've done, and this is the 2nd time this card has come out. So the power to manifest and attract things to you at this new moon in Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter is incredibly powerful now. So do set some intentions. Trust in your ability to harness all of the abundance, the magic, and the prosperity that the universe has to offer. Don't limit yourself. Think big, dream big, keep your eyes and ears and heart open, and the magic is in the air. We have abundance. There you go. Wonderful. So you are attracting all kinds of abundance to you. And abundance, of course, comes in many forms. It can come in money, opportunity, love, people, and it's a very peoply area for you to have a new moon. New social networks, right? Abundance of love, abundance of kindness, compassion, healing, whatever it happens to be, you are attracting abundance to you now. And we have 2 cards coming out, 2 7s. So 7-7. So if 7 is your lucky number, okay, you may be seeing 7s around you right now, or work with the number 7. Now, number 7 can, of course, for some people be very lucky, but 7s are also very spiritual, right? We get spiritual guidance. And so your connection with the cosmos right now is really very positive. But we do have 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and of course this new moon is happening in your 7th house, so 777. So harness that luck of Jupiter. But with the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles, you know, this can be a really important time for you to, to be confident, face your fears, face your challenges, overcome obstacles. The 7 of Wands, we're confident, we're powerful, we're not hiding from anything, we're dealing with our issues at hand, but we're on top of the world, with that Seven of Wands. So this can be really powerful. And the Seven of Pentacles, you know, it can go a couple of different ways. Yes, it can be a card of patience and commitment. And it can be a time of harvest, right? The Seven of Pentacles, it's like something is blossoming for you. So this can be your blossoming and shining. This can be a commitment that you have made with a business or with another person or an investment, right? We're now looking at something going, okay, I'm at the 7 now, right? Is this the time for me to cash out? Is this the time for me to reap what I have waited for, to reap what I've sown? Or do I still have ways to go, right? So sometimes we need to be a little strategic with the Seven of Pentacles, take our time, assess our situation, and, decide, am I done with the situation? Is it ready for something new? Or am I still on the right path, on the right track, right? But again, that Seven of Pentacles can be something coming to fruition for you. And so get yourself ready to receive. Others of you, you just might need to assess your situation and, say, okay, yep, I still feel like I'm on the right track. I still feel like there's more room for growth, right? Because the Seven of Pentacles, our goal might be the 10 of Pentacles, right? This one. And so for some of you, it's like, nope, things are still moving forward in a positive direction, and I'm just going to stick with it. But some of you may need to change your plans, right? Remember, we've got both short-term outcome for the new moon and a long-term one for the next 6 months. So sometimes it's really quick and sometimes it's like, okay, and especially with the Pentacles, right? It can be slow growth, right? But whatever your situation is, you might need to advocate for yourself. You might need to just believe in yourself and believe in your ability to make the right choices and the right decisions for you, whatever that happens to look like. All right. Some great energies coming in here for you. So good luck with that. Good luck with this new moon. And I thank you for watching. Hello there, Cancer, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. So this is going to be happening for you in your 6th house, which brings along Virgo energy and an energy of healing. In our 6th house, we're dealing with our day-to-day. We're dealing with our daily habits, patterns, and routines. We are focused on our health, happiness, and well-being. And with a new moon here, for some of you, this can represent a new job. This can represent, as is quite prevalent at this time of year, turning over a new leaf with your physical health, your dietary health, right? A lot of people at this time of year, they're like, I'm going to lose weight this year, or I'm going to eat healthier, or I'm going to switch up my daily routine so that I can feel a little bit more invigorated or alive in my day-to-day life. So you can have some really wonderful opportunities opening up and wonderful energies opening up for you here. Of course, if you're looking for, a new job or a new business venture, this is a great house to have this in. Some of you might be looking at, where you work, right? And, can I do this a little bit differently? Is there an opportunity for like hybrid work? Do I have a really long commute? And so sometimes our reasons for wanting to change something up a little bit may not necessarily be the situation itself, but could just be how long you're spending in your car, right? And so all these things can, kind of motivate you and influence your decisions. So set some intentions there, set some goals. And, I will say, with a new moon in your 6th house, and especially when we are setting goals and setting intentions and manifesting things, you can harness some energies of the universe to help you in these areas. To help you with the 6th house, we quite often find a new practitioner. So, if you've got maybe your body is stiff, your muscles muscles are sore, right? You might find a new physiotherapist or a new massage therapist, right? You might, at this time decide to try something a little bit new, and perhaps you want some energy healing. And so you might find a new Reiki practitioner, or perhaps, you might want to learn something new at this time as well. You could be finding a new doctor, or you could be finding the right help, right? The sixth house is an energy of service, right? So, you could be of service to others in some way. You could start on a new job venture that way. So maybe you feel that your kind of guided path is to be of service to others. So, a doctor, a healer of some kind, a counselor, whatever that happens to be. But you could also find that right match for yourself as well. And if you are manifesting something, especially losing weight, okay, just be careful of the words you choose, all right, when you're setting intentions. Probably one of the best ways to word things is, I release this many pounds from my body, or my goal is to weigh this much, or, something like that, because we don't want to focus on, we don't want to focus too much on the negative things and the things we don't want. Right, we want to focus on the things that we want to achieve, right? So wording things can be a little bit, wording things properly can be a little bit helpful. But some of you here also, you might get a new pet at this time. Perhaps you've had one that has crossed the rainbow bridge in the last 6 months or so, and now you're like, I'm ready. I feel like my heart is open. I've done some healing, and I'm ready to welcome a new little fur baby, or whatever your pet of choice is, into my life. So you might be opening your heart to that as well. We have moon cycles and patience. All right. Now, the sixth house can be very patient in its energy, right? And so, we do need to be a little bit patient sometimes. We do want instant gratification. We want things to happen right here, right now. And this is saying to you here that a new moon in your sixth house is not necessarily fast moving. And of course, a new moon, we've got 2 weeks is our short-term results, right? So between now and the next full moon, but our long-term is the next 6 months, right? Until this new moon in Sagittarius results in a full moon in Sagittarius. So patience may be necessary to achieve the results that you want. All right. We quite often, it's a huge reminder, right? Because switching up our daily routine or trying something new, we need to give something a chance. And not everything is instant gratification. So a little bit of patience may be necessary before you give up. We have anger coming in here. So for some of you here, there may be some energies here. And again, we've got healing with the sixth house, okay? We do have an energy of Mars at this time, the warrior planet, right? And we do have a square. So patience may be needed with people around you. Patience may be needed with yourself as well, okay? Now, we quite often beat up ourselves. And the sixth house, remember, we are switching up, we're changing some sort of habit, okay? Changing a habit takes time and repetition. So if, for example, a lot of people want to lose weight or eat healthier or get in better shape, right? The boring Monday things of our day-to-day lives. And so let's say you are wanting to, eat healthier so you can have a healthier lifestyle, maybe shed a few pounds, and whatever, right? If you fall off the bandwagon, don't be mad at yourself, okay? It's one snapshot, one moment in time. You can get back on track with your next meal. You can get back on track tomorrow. Maybe today you just don't feel like going to the gym today, and then you get mad at yourself, you kick yourself in the butt like, I should have gone, right? Do not beat yourself up, okay? We all fall off that bandwagon. We all have peaks and plateaus. So be kind and gentle to yourself, okay? But there could also be some other anger that may be around at this time, okay? And, again, this is where these squares come in. So just be aware that you might have some, challenging energies that come up, but there could also be other people around you as well, okay? So if we can't be part of the solution, don't be part of the problem. So you might need to extract yourself from a situation there. We have the Magician and the Knight of Swords. The words you speak can manifest great things, or the words you speak can bring you more of what you don't want. So again, be very aware of the words that you speak, and the energy that you put out there, because this amplifies and this is what comes back to you. The Magician shows that you have the power to focus on the things that you want, and the Knight of Swords, get clear and take action on making something happen, right? We get rewarded for taking action and initiative, right? But that Magician shows the power that lies within you. You have the ability to find resources. You have the ability to keep your focus, right? And to make positive progress with that Knight of Swords. So get clear on what you want and then take action, and you shall find your rewards. You will find your path forward, and it's exciting, right? There's can be some things here that happen really quite quickly. The Knight of Swords quite often is a messenger. It can be your thoughts, or it can be something coming in. So again, some of you may have something that is happening for you really quite quickly over the next couple of weeks that is part of what you are manifesting with this new moon. And others of you, it's like, okay, I'm going to embark on a quest. I'm going to embark on a journey. I'm going to take some action. I have the power within, okay? And I know that no matter how long it takes, I'm going to achieve my goals, right? So you can have some really positive, exciting information and opportunities that come in here. Just be aware of the Knight of Swords can be quite impulsive, okay? And so sometimes we do act impulsively, or we do give in to temptation, right? And so again, if you fall off your bandwagon, okay, if you fall off track, don't beat yourself up. Get back on your horse, Knight of Swords, and move forward. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful new moon, and I'm sending you all kinds of luck, and have a great one. Hello there, Leo, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. This should be a really pleasant and fun and exciting new moon for you. This is occurring in your 5th house, and of course the 5th house is ruled by Leo and the Sun. So this can be where you're just feeling really good, you're feeling fine, you're feeling optimistic. The 5th house does bring in a focus on things that make you happy, things that you create. So you could be, learning a new craft or a hobby of some kind. You could, 5th house is about, romance and love affairs. So, perhaps some of you might meet someone new, or you may just find that there's a lot of love in the air, and you could be like rekindling a spark. You could be getting romantic with someone that you're already coupled up with. And sometimes, as we go through life, love and romance sometimes takes a back seat. So this puts it front and center. So you could, again, just have like maybe a romantic dinner, or someone does something really nice for another person. So we can get a little bit of a drama in the 5th house, just so you're aware, family drama, that kind of thing. But ultimately, it can be really, really fun and pleasurable. I will say pregnancies, surprise ones, can occur with your 5th house, okay? And especially at a new moon with Jupiter, shocks and surprises, all these kind of things. So someone could have a shocking announcement, or that could be perhaps you yourself. We have howl at the moon, process your feelings. So, right. So, really get in touch with your heart, get in touch with your feelings, your emotions. We do have like some red flowers on this card. So, this can represent our passions, something exciting, right? But process your feelings. How do you feel? Someone may reveal their feelings to you, or again, you could be rekindling and sparking some romance somewhere in your life, right? But you could also be like, what makes me happy? Because the fifth house is a focus on your happiness, right? What brings me joy and pleasure in my life? Do I have it right now? Is there something new that I can try, or do I need to kind of shuffle things around to make more time to do the things that make me happy? So how do you feel about your current situation? Are you good with it? Is there something you can do to make it better? So really get in touch with your heart. We have abundance here for you as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Abundance, you are harnessing abundance, you're attracting abundance, and everything is amplified for you at this time. Really do make sure you set those intentions for either something new or improved in your life. But whatever your situation is, abundance comes in many forms. All right. But you are attracting all kinds of abundance into your life. Very magical time for you. And we have the Five of Pentacles. So it's a good thing that you're attracting abundance, because the Five of Pentacles is lack. Okay. So this can be where you really turn something around, right? The Five of Pentacles can be a feeling like I'm left out in the cold, literally, right? There's things that haven't gone my way, things that I'm not happy about, right? And the Five of Pentacles is a lack energy, an energy of lack. So either we're focused on the things that we don't have, okay, or we're feeling like we're left out of things, or we're feeling like, there's no way forward. You could potentially, by the way, have some unexpected bills and things like that. But again, you've got abundance coming in. So remember, wherever our energy and attention goes, that is what flows. Okay. So with the Five of Pentacles does come in as there could be some challenging things, but there's always a way out, a way forward. We may need to ask for help. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Are you going to harness the light and the magic and the star that is on that card, or are you going to stay in those shadows, in the negative vibe, right? You want to bring in a positive vibe. So if you've been feeling a little bit stuck or challenged, or that things aren't going your way, okay, this new moon can be a really important turning point for you. Again, a new moon in your fifth house is a good thing. It's a positive thing. We can turn this frown upside down. We can turn the negative into a positive. But do remember that the energy you put out is what flows back to you. Okay, so we want to put our energy towards abundance, not lack. Right? We've got polar opposites right here. Okay. But I do feel here that, that things may turn around for you, may get better for you. But again, this Five of Pentacles is one that you need to be aware of. And I do feel it's a little bit like the universe giving you a heads up, okay, is saying that usually you're a very positive person, right? We all have a dark side, okay? We all have challenges, all right? But you are also very innovative. You're very creative. Right? You're ruled by the sun, right? You're super positive and energetic. So we can turn the shadow, right, into light. We can turn the negative into a positive. And remember, when we focus on the positive, we get more of the positive. When we focus on the negative, we get more of the negative. So just keep that in mind. All right. Good luck with this new moon. Remember, when you're setting intentions, set your intentions for abundance, okay? Don't set intentions that are anything related to something you don't want, okay? Because we don't want to put energy to the negative things. We want to put only energy to the positive things, all right? Good luck in this new moon, and I thank you for watching. Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. You will be experiencing this in your fourth house. So a new beginning in your house and home, a new beginning in who you live with, or perhaps a new beginning as you're going to become an empty nester and all of a sudden start to live alone. Your fourth house is all about your foundation that you've built, your home, your sense of security, your private life. Also has to do with your family, your children, and your ancestors or ancestry. So some of you may have an inkling to create your family tree. Add some more branches to it. Some of you could potentially, because we do have surprises with this, one of your children or another family member may have some sort of surprise. And we do have Jupiter, of course, retrograde in the sign of Cancer, and Jupiter is the ruler of this new moon. So there could be something here where you're feeling a little bit reminiscent of things, perhaps a little bit nostalgic, but you could also potentially have things that may come up within your family, within your home at this time of year, and they're coming up for a reason. They're coming up for healing. They're coming up so that you can resolve some issues, have a clean slate, and move forward in a more positive direction, right? So there can be some healing energy that comes in here for you in this, but some of you may be looking at a new home. You might be wanting to redecorate your home, perhaps, paint your walls in the new year. You're like, oh, I really want to switch things up. I can't afford a new house, but maybe we can make our old house feel new, right? So you might be wanting to do some things like that. Sagittarian energy is very, very positive in that respect, and also very energetic. And so you might be doing some things like that. So a new beginning somewhere in that area is being activated for you. There could be some things that happen in the short term in the next couple of weeks, and also the long term over the course of the next 6 months, right? Until we have that full moon in Sagittarius. Let's see what else we've got. We've got Moonflower, take a risk. Now we've got a navigational chart here, like a compass here, right? We've got this big moon energy here, and take a risk. So, we get rewarded for the risks that we take. And especially, again, with this happening in your 4th house, and it is ruled by Cancer, and this is where Jupiter is. Jupiter is our most beneficial planet. It brings us gifts. And, even though it's retrograde right now, it's giving us an opportunity to take a step back before we take a leap forward, and, or revive something old, right? Well, the old can become new again. We can get second chances and things in a retrograde. And so, but Jupiter, expansion, luck, growth, abundance, all these wonderful things with Jupiter, but ultimately Jupiter encourages us to get out of our comfort zone. Sagittarian energy operates best just outside of the comfort zone, right? So is there something that you want? Is there something you desire? Is there something you want to talk about? Is there something you want to clear the air about, right? When we take a risk, right, we get rewards in some way, right? In some way. Sometimes it's just clarity, right? Sometimes it's like, okay, well, if I didn't take a risk and ask someone out on a date, even if I got a no, at least I have an answer, right? But then sometimes we can take a risk. We can ask someone on a date and we get that yes, and the rest of, everything else is history, as they say. So where do you need to take a risk? And so this is encouraging you to kind of pause and reflect and think about something, whether it's just a simple conversation or whether it's like a big move or a big change. Some of you with your new moon in your 4th house, you are looking at relocating, especially with Sagittarian energy. You're looking at relocating to a different city, maybe even a different country, right? Maybe just a different neighborhood, right? But you could be considering relocating. That's a risk, right? You never know how it's going to work out, hopefully for the best, right? But a risk is what you're being encouraged to take, even if it's just a little one. We have frustration, square peg, round hole. So this new moon, yes, we do have squares coming up with this one. So for some of you, it might be very challenging. So you could have something going on, whether it's with a neighbor, whether it's with your neighborhood, a family member, something here is creating a little bit of friction. a little bit of frustration. Okay, so one of the things with this full moon, with this, new moon, is, really connect with our heart, embrace love. And if we can't be part of the solution, don't contribute to the problem. So you may have the opportunity here to work through some frustrations with someone, maybe even just coming to the understanding that we're completely different people. You're the square peg, I'm the round hole. We'll never fit together, but maybe we can learn to coexist, right? Maybe we can just agree to disagree. There could be some frustration with, it is the silly season, right? Lots of friends and family and all this kind of stuff, right? We can't necessarily choose all of our family. And so there could be something here that maybe a family member does cause us some frustration, right? And perhaps that's just the way that it's always going to be. And so, perhaps you can just not get drawn into, challenging conversations with them and limit your interactions with these people. But there could just be an air of frustration somewhere. It could just be something in you. Again, there could be something going on in your life that you are frustrated about. And how do you resolve it? Well, maybe you have to just operate a little bit outside your comfort zone, take a little bit of a risk in some way, do something a little bit different than perhaps you have been doing right now, and this can help free you up a little bit. But just know that there just could be a little bit of frustration just because of the energy that this new moon does bring with it. It brings a lot of some great things, but it does bring those squares with Neptune and Jupiter, and of course we've got Uranus in the mix as well. And so we could be feeling stuck, trapped, blocked, like there's delays in things, right? And so we just sometimes need to embrace a little bit of patience. We have the Six of Swords here as well. And the Six of Swords is a beautiful energy. It is one where there might be some difficulties, some turbulence, maybe some frustration, okay? But we have the ability to move forward and find a calmer path, find inner peace, outer peace. And so this shows that there might be some bumps in the road, but things are getting better. And so with this Six of Swords energy, it's also a card of being protected, right? And, with your fourth house, this is about your sense of security and especially around your home or your living situation. And so there could be some things here where your solution might be to move forward, right? In some way, leave something behind, possibly take something with you, right? Especially if you are feeling like you're not necessarily protected and safe and secure. And sometimes that's our only way forward, right? Is to let something go. Have a new beginning, a fresh start, turn over a new leaf, perhaps, right? But the Six of Swords generally is a really positive card, right? It is one of, where we're reminded by the universe that we're protected and guided in everything that we do. So even if we're taking a risk, right, we've got our spiritual soul tribe guiding us along our way and helping us out. And even if something doesn't work out, there's a reason for that, okay? And, so we can perhaps get some understanding. But ultimately, there could be some bumps in the road here, but then things get better, okay? So you're entering a little bit better time of peace and calm and harmony. So this is really quite wonderful for you, right? Nothing worse than, feeling like everything's up in the air. So this is where things can settle down for you, especially in the short term that I feel, right, over the next few weeks. Okay. So, a lot of people have been going through some ups and downs. And so this can be where things just settle up for you a little bit. Good luck in this new moon, and I thank you for watching. Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. You'll be experiencing a new beginning in your third house of Gemini and Mercury. So, of course, this can have to do with communication, with your thoughts, perhaps developing a new thought process about things. Perhaps some of you may be getting a new device of some kind. Technology is associated with the third house. So cell phones, computers, that kind of thing. But you could also be experiencing some new communication or discovering something interesting via the internet. So if you're looking for a new job, right, this might be where you find it. If you're looking for a new career path, then perhaps this involves technology of some kind. The third house also has to do with like early education or, small classes, something that can enhance your world in some sort of way. So this can be taking a computer course or perhaps, just picking up a hobby and learning more about it, joining a class of like-minded people. This does also have to do with your neighborhoods, your travel, your perception of things, and your social life, right? So you'd be meeting new people. You could be, switching things up a little bit with the people that you're connected to. You're evolving in some way, right? So your energy is shifting, and when our energy shifts, we no longer feel connected with the things or the people that we used to feel connected with. And so with this activating and highlighting your social life, right, you could experience some changes there, right? Kind of drifting away from the old connections and forging those new ones. Great energy for starting a journal, writing things down, publishing, anything like that, can really be activated. The third house, very much the junk drawer of astrology, right? So pretty much anything goes, right? Because it's Mercury. It's Gemini. You could have multiple options, multiple people, you could really need to make a decision, make a choice about something, right? But in the fun side, we do have travel and neighborhoods that I highlighted here. A little bit of gossip may come in here for you. You might find out something new about a neighbor. You could get new neighbors or move to a new neighborhood. And you could also be, doing something a little bit different with your travel. We have here for you, reach for the moon, go for it. Have you been thinking of doing something? Have you been thinking of starting something new or making some change, right? This is encouraging you here, very Sagittarian in its energy, go for the gold. All right, whatever you want, whatever your dreams, whatever your desires, whatever you want to do new, whatever you want to change, right? This is your time to shine. So figure out what it is that you want and reach for those stars. We have a blank space for you here. Now, this can indicate that this is a time for you where you either need to declutter and make space for something new, or you've already done that and now you've got, this little blank slate. And what are you going to fill it up with, right? Scribble some thoughts down on a chalkboard, right? This looks a little bit like a chalkboard, right? Scribble some thoughts down, some ideas. And sometimes that's where the best things start, is just a little spark of inspiration somewhere. But the space energy is, a little bit like a dark moon energy, right? We have done a lot of work. We are in this space where we want to experience something, or we've made room for something here. And so now we don't need to worry about doing a lot of work on the back end. We just need to be open to receive. This can also represent an expansion of your energy as well, right? You're expanding, you're connecting with the universe, and you're experiencing a lot of this magic. You're discovering a lot of different things. And it's like an open mind, open heart, kind of a very vast, open expansiveness that's there for you. So it's very interesting, a little bit mystical and magical for you there. And it's a little bit like kind of anything goes, right? So, just kind of keep that open mind. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Wonderful energy. The Nine of Pentacles is an energy of success, and it's your personal success. The Nine of Pentacles also represents abundance and prosperity, but it also represents enjoying the fruits of your labor. So wherever you happen to be, whatever you happen to be doing or changing or starting, number one, success on the horizon for you. Believe in yourself. Remember, go for it here. And what happens? We've got success, right? And, so we do need to celebrate our wins, no matter how big, no matter how small, but we also need to remember to enjoy ourselves, right? And that Nine of Pentacles is where we, we shower ourselves with affection, or we buy ourselves that little thing that we've wanted. Because why? Because we've worked hard for it. So don't discount your accomplishments, okay? Because that Nine of Pentacles says whatever your situation is, you are successful in your own right, and reward yourself. You'll feel good. You'll feel better. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to cost any money, right? You can do something nice for yourself in some small or big or grandiose way. But wonderful energy there with that Nine of Pentacles. Something can really blossom for you over the next couple of weeks in the short term, or over the next 6 months in the long term. Good luck in this new moon, Libra. Thank you for watching. Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. You will be experiencing a new beginning with your second house. Now, your second house is about your money, your possessions. So this is about your income, how you make it, also how you spend your money as well, the things you buy, the things you own, the things you possess. This can be anything in regards to your material and physical world, but this can also be a little bit about your work, right? What do you do for a living? How do you make your money? Is it giving you the riches and rewards that you deserve, or is it time to switch things up a little bit? So some of you could find new investment opportunities. You could be purchasing something new, right? It's ruled by Venus, so we like all the sparkly things, right? The things that kind of make us feel good, right? Some of you might be potentially looking through the things you own, whether they're just your personal belongings or whether it's things you share with other people. What do you value, right? Because this is what we value in our material world. So if you're decluttering your home, perhaps the first thing that you want to do is go through and pick out anything that has sentimental value, right? You could also be inheriting something that does have sentimental value there as well. So anything new in regards to your investments, also your property, buying and selling property. Some of you may have that going on. And with the new moon, we've got short term over the next couple of weeks. And then we've got long term unfolding over the next 6 months or so. But this is in your house of money. It's Sagittarian energy. It brings luck. It brings good fortune, expansion, and growth. And so this is a very fortunate place to have a new moon. We have the moon goddess, higher power. Now, the goddess energy can, of course, be linked to Venus, which rules your second house. So this can really represent, this can be a time of abundance and growth for you, where you find the resources that you need to do whatever it is that you've got your heart set on. But your higher power also is about your intuition, your connection with the universe. And again, you're like harnessing all the abundance that the universe has to offer. Work with the planet Venus. Okay, Venus can really help you, but also trust your instincts. You're being guided and protected by a higher power, but this is also a time where you can really connect in a very big way, and a very beneficial way. We also have energy here as well. Now, this is a wonderfully brilliant orange card, right? So this does represent vitality and growth, expansion, right? This energy, the energy flowing around you is very magical, right? It's very powerful. And when we get the energy card, we need to remember that you're resonating at a vibe that is, can be really beneficial for you, right? And so, but we need to make sure that we're harnessing this energy and we're utilizing it in a positive way, right? And Scorpio, you are very connected with the cosmos, right? A lot of you are psychic, you're highly intuitive, and you're also very creative, right? But you're connected with energy in a way that, some other people struggle to be connected with. But we do need to remember as well, right? Because you do have a dark side, and we need to remember the energy that you put out is what you bring back to you. So are you operating at a high vibe? Are you focusing on the positive? Are you, focusing on the things that you're attracting into your life, right? Or are you focusing on the things you don't have or don't want, right? Because remember, wherever you put your energy is what's going to amplify in your life. So this is a huge reminder for you that even if there's a situation you don't like, even if there's people that you don't like, right? We've got to stick with this high vibe, right? Because you are way up there, right? And so we don't want to focus energy on the crap, right? We don't want to focus our energy on the things that we don't want or that aren't beneficial to us. We need to let those things go. Right. And it can sometimes be difficult to do that. Okay. But your connection here, your power, your energy is absolutely on fire, which is great for a fiery new moon in Sagittarius, fire sign, right? So you have the power to kind of manifest and create. You're embracing alchemy, essentially, right? You're turning energy into something real and tangible. We've got the sun. Would you look at that, right? The sun is energy. The life force that is surrounding you right now is so intense, so incredibly viable. And don't waste it. Okay, really work with this new moon, work with this energy. But the sun brings success and abundance. It brings fun and laughter and joy, but it also brings you extreme clarity, right? And the energy that you need to get things done, right? It's that life force that lies within you. So stay positive, stay optimistic, right? And you will find your path and you will attract all kinds of wonderful things to you. So this sun is really powerful for you, shining this wonderful positive light on you. And like I said, again, remember, stay on the light side. Don't go too far into the dark side there. Embrace some dark side energy for a few minutes, and then we got to kind of let that go. And we got to let the light in. We got to let the sun in. So this can be a wonderful time of growth for you. Without the sun, nothing can grow. Without the sun, we can't create things. And so you're harnessing all this wonderful energy. I'll leave that there for you, Scorpio. I hope you have a wonderful new moon. Harness your luck. Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your new moon reading. It's all about you. The new moon in your sign can represent a new beginning or some new energy about you. This can be about your appearance. This can be about your face that you put on for the world. This can be about how you tackle issues and problems and things all around you, right? Your approach to life. But ultimately, this can really just represent a focus on you, your goals, your dreams, your life, your happiness, your joy, right? We quite often put other people first, or we take other people into consideration, and that's a wonderful thing. But a new moon for you can be, it's like sometimes we've got to look at our life, look at, people and situations around us, and we've got to think, okay, where is my bliss? What is best for me? Where do I belong? And so this is a really good time for you to just focus on you, right? And, if there's something that you want to do, something that you want to try, maybe you want to put yourself out there, or perhaps there's been something that has been lost. This is a time to harness and embrace the things that bring you comfort, joy, satisfaction, and all kinds of happiness in your soul, in your heart. It's not selfish to focus on ourselves, right? It is a good thing to focus on ourselves sometimes, right? And in a positive way, right? Sometimes we, people kind of gaslight us a little bit, and they're like, okay, well, you're only thinking about yourself. Well, but I'm responsible for my happiness. I'm responsible for making my goals and dreams come true, right? It's not other people's job to do this for me. So you could really kind of be looking at things a little bit more philosophical. But wherever you put your energy, whatever you want to achieve, this is a time to set those intentions for that and harness all the magic. And yes, we've got some, difficult aspects here, but, with, accompanying your new moon, right? But the thing is sometimes these difficulties, maybe we need to work through, they could give us some clarity and some insight, right? It's like, whoa, I didn't know you thought about things this way, or wow, I didn't see this situation in this way before. And so we get that kind of knock on the head, and this can really liberate us from something that's, maybe just hasn't been serving our best purpose. So it can be very wonderful for you. But happy birthday, by the way, you guys. Celebrate your birthday and really set some intentions. We've got moonstone energy with slow it down. Now, Saggy, you are a fast thinker. You're quick on your feet. You're intelligent. You have an innate ability to see the possibilities and see a potential outcome. But sometimes you might have that... perhaps a bad habit in some ways, a good habit in some ways, but a bad habit in some ways of rushing through things or being maybe a little bit impulsive with things. So you're encouraged at this moon to slow it down just a little bit. Just take a step back. Be patient. You don't want to be patient, but be patient. Because this new moon, it can really activate a lot of wonderful things for you. Really bring you, really bring you all the magic of your planetary ruler, Jupiter, right? But we do need to be patient sometimes. We do sometimes need to take a step back and slow things down just a little bit. We need to allow things to come to us and to open up for us rather than chasing things, right? When we chase things, we tend to chase them away. And so slow it down in some way. A great new moon for you to do some meditation, to connect with nature, to have a long, wonderfully relaxing bubble bath, whatever that happens to be. However it is that you embrace some calm and peaceful energy is what you're encouraged to do. Work with moonstone. Moonstone is a wonderful stone, a wonderful crystal to work with. It's can really connect you not just to the moon energy, but it does bring about some healing and some peaceful vibes right through working with that. So that could be part of the key for you there as well. But remember, with this new moon, we've got short-term results, right, over the next couple of weeks. So until the next full moon. And then we've got long-term energy coming out with this as well, and it's 6 months, right, up to 6 months before something may transpire, manifest, or wrap up for you, right? So when it comes to your full moon in your sign, so over the next 6 months, this can be a time of expansion and growth, perhaps change. And maybe you don't want that necessarily. We don't love change, right? We like the after effects of it quite often. But the process of it can be tricky, right? But remember, you got 6 months, for a lot of magic to harness for you. We have disruption and determination, and it's really hard to see this yellow card, but this is determination. So disruption and determination. So, this can just be you and your energy, right? That you're embracing. You may have had, and you may still be experiencing a lot of hiccups in your world, right? Maybe there's a lot of unexpected things that have gone on. Perhaps there's been, an overwhelmingly amount of communication, of chatter, of emails, perhaps a lot of problems at work, all these things that disrupt your flow of energy, these things that disrupt your world, disrupt your days. But through your ability to harness your inner determination, you can climb any peak, you can climb any mountain, and you can come out on top. And again, it's a shame that you actually can't probably really see this too well, but we've got this big mountain with a peak and the sun coming up behind it, right? And that shows that you are focused on the prize, you are focused on the goal, you're very, very innovative, right? And so you do focus on the solutions. You're the most positive sign in the Zodiac, right? And so it's like nothing will get you down for long. And so this is reminding you of that. You might be going through some challenging experiences right now, but keep your eye on the end game. Keep your eye on where you want to to end up. Keep your eye on the solution and you will overcome whatever disruptions and challenges that you have. This can also remind you that when we're climbing a mountain, we're trying to get to that peak, that epitome of success and happiness and joy and whatever that is that propels you forward, right? We do get disruptions along the way. We get distractions, we get, delays, and we experience challenges and obstacles. But just like any kind of mountain climber, right? You can shelter from the storm, or you can find an innovative way around that boulder that just fell in your path, right? And keep your eye on where you want to go. And you are very well equipped to do that. So this is reminding you of everything that you can and have overcome. We also have the Strength card coming out here for you guys. All right. So now there could potentially be a Leo person that is around you somewhere that, you might meet a new person on your journey. You might know this person already, and perhaps they give you some motivation, or perhaps there's someone you can partner up with. But the Strength card really is a reminder of your inner strength, your drive, your determination, and your courage, your fearlessness that you embrace, right? Sometimes in a quiet way, sometimes in a loud way. It doesn't matter. The Strength card is reminding you, the universe is reminding you, again, just like we've got this mountain with the sun shining behind it, right? Is that sometimes we need to be fearless. Sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone. Sometimes we need to remember to be kind and compassionate to ourselves, right? And, Everest wasn't conquered in one day, right? And so, this is reminding you to, really just remember how strong you are. All right. The Strength card is ruled by the sun. It brings positivity, determination, success. You'll be rewarded for getting out of your comfort zone, as you always are, because, of course, Jupiter, your ruler, encourages you to do that anyway. It gives you a gift of some kind every time you step out of your comfort zone, because Jupiter encourages you to grow. And we need this strength energy, right, in order to face our fears, in order to make change, in order to start new things, but ultimately to believe in ourselves no matter what we do. So this can certainly represent that you are strong, you are powerful, but remember that sometimes we do need to take things a little bit slow, right? Because the Strength card reminds us about discernment. Right? To slow things down, be patient, be, kind to ourselves and others, and take a quiet approach sometimes, but then know when it's time to come out of that gate roaring like a lion, right? And that power within that we have to make the right choices on which energy to embrace is what will propel you forward in the direction that you want to go in. So the world is your oyster here, Saggy. I'll leave that there for you. Good luck in your new moon. Remember to work with the energies of Jupiter as well. Jupiter likes fire, likes candles are great. Purple is a good color. Orange is another good color. Look up some ways you can work with Jupiter to enhance and to amplify this new moon energy for yourself. Thank you for watching, and good luck. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. Now, this is happening for you in your 12th house. Now, a new moon, of course, is about new beginnings, setting intentions, manifesting your goals and dreams, getting out of your comfort zone, trying something new, having a fresh start somewhere. But your 12th house is a little contradictory, because your 12th house is often about endings, right? So this can represent that this is a turning point for you. You've cleaned out, or you're still clearing out a little bit. Remember, your new moon is coming up next, right? So we're preparing for your solar return. We're preparing for your birthday. We're preparing for your personal new year, your astrological new year. And so in order to do that, we do clear out old energies. We wrap up cycles in our lives, right? We wrap up those life lessons. And so this can be a really important time for you, to maybe, kind of reflect and, figure out, am I done with a certain situation? Is there something that I need to do, or is there something I need to do differently? So this can represent a clearing out of some karmic debt for you, so that by the time your birthday comes along, you're free and clear and you're ready to embark on a new journey, a new life. Your 12th house is also about your subconscious. So something that has been buried within you may come to the surface at this new moon. And this can, be some deeper insight, wisdom, or understanding. This can be, some hidden dreams and desires. But again, this can be something up where we have a final opportunity. Ooh, thank you. A final opportunity to clear out something, to embrace some healing. And again, so that when we move forward with your new moon, it's like a fresh start, a blank slate. We do also have with our 12th house a very spiritual energy in the 12th house. So you could very well be engaging in some spiritual practice. It'd be really good for you at this new moon, whether it's doing some candle work, whether working with crystals, doing meditation. Perhaps you're going to try something a little bit more mystical and pick up some divination practice of some kind. It would be a great one for trying scrying, whether you're doing black mirror scrying, water scrying, candle scrying, anything like that. It could be really interesting for you. It can just be a better time, an easier time to connect. But this is associated with your dreams as well, secrets, your afterlife. And so, it can just be this new moon where you do want to be a little bit more secluded from people around you. And this can be kind of to, reset your energy before the silly season really gets underway, especially if you've got like a lot of family, a lot of get-togethers, that kind of thing. It's like, I just want to take a step back and I need a few minutes for myself. So you may really want to put aside some time, right? Because that 12th house is, a quiet energy, right? It is about, kind of secluding ourselves from the world just a little bit. Okay. But secrets can come out with the 12th house energy. So some new information, perhaps there's something new that you are doing, but you want to keep quiet about, right? It's like, I'm not ready to share it with the world yet, so I'm just going to keep it to myself. Especially if there's like some dreams or some desires, right? So you could either be revealing something or you could be keeping something quiet. But really your dreams, your intuition, your sixth senses are all heightened with the 12th house energy. And especially being in Sagittarius, we can expand our ability to connect with, with your spirits, angels, guides, expand your horizons in some way. But again, we're getting ready for that fresh start for you. We have out of bounds moon with boundaries. Now, interestingly enough, Capricorn, this particular moon has been out of bounds right before the new moon. So when it's out of bounds, it's like a little bit of a wild card, a little bit of unexpected energy. And we do have Uranus in the mix as well. So it's like, ooh, prepare for some secrets or prepare for something unexpected, hopefully something good. But with the out of bounds moon with boundaries, this represents that you may actually need to examine where you have boundaries in your life, reestablish them, enforce them. Are you that person that puts up boundaries, but then when it gets really hard to enforce them because people push back, right? Do you let your guard down? Do you be like, oh, okay, I just don't have the energy to enforce this right now. Just whatever, just let it happen, right? It happens, right? It happens to everybody. So sometimes it's just draining, right? So, look at the boundaries in your life or look at where you need to put up some boundaries. And this can be some boundaries within ourselves as well. Right? Sometimes we need to, kind of give ourselves like a limit, or set those boundaries, especially if you've got some goal, right? I mean, if you have a goal of losing weight, you have to put a boundary on yourself, right? It's like, no, I will not eat after 6 p.m. or whatever it happens to be. And so we do sometimes need to enforce those within ourselves, right? So, but out of bounds energy is like breaking the mold, right? Like, let's go where we haven't gone before. Let's try something we've never done before. And, perhaps something really wonderful and magical may come out from that. And so it can be this energy with the 12th house being linked to your dreams, right? This can be where, what are your dreams, right? Is it something like out of the norm, out of the ordinary? Right? Is it something that, perhaps you've kept hidden, a hidden goal, a hidden dream that you've never told anyone about, but you just kind of have this little spark within you and you're like, I just want to try this thing. And it doesn't matter if it's something fun or if it's something serious or whatever it happens to be. This can be that time where you're encouraged to do that. Step out of your comfort zone. We also have here passion. So what are you passionate about? What lights the fire in your soul? What is that burning energy within you? When the passion card is activated, number one, there can be something very interesting that is revealed or that you reveal to another person. We do have things that are hidden, something, that may be, kept secret, right? So there could be something that is revealed, and it could be something to do with a relationship or someone's hidden fantasies or desires, right? Remember, we do have Neptune energy with the 12th house, okay? But ultimately, the passion is about that burning ember that lies within you. And we all have something that sparks that. We all have something we're passionate about, right? Whether we're doing it right now or whether we need to do it right now. Maybe we've been ignoring it, right? Why? Maybe we're worried about what other people will think, right? Perhaps we're worried that other people will, kind of be negative about the things that we want to do. And I think here the boundaries card for some of you is coming out because there's something that you want, okay? It's time for you to break the cycle, to break the mold, to break the barriers. There's something that you want, something that you just every time you think about it, you get excited. It captures your interest. And with the boundaries energy here, perhaps you haven't shared this with some people because you're worried about or you don't want to hear their negativity, right? And this can be where the boundaries are, right? Is that, when we share something with people or we tell them what we're doing or whatever, and they come back with, oh, well, that's really risky or, that kind of stuff, right? What it is they're showing you their boundaries, their limitations, but that's not a reflection on you. So don't let someone back you into a corner. Don't let somebody, gaslight you into thinking that, oh my goodness, I think I'm making a mistake. Am I taking too much of a risk? Or, is this too weird, right? Whatever it is, don't let their boundaries and limitations prevent you from following your passion. We also have here the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands, see, there's something you want, something you've been waiting for, something that maybe you're waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, right? It's like I'm looking out into the horizon and I'm imagining all these possibilities. I'm ready to take the next step. When we get the Three of Wands, we're ready to expand. We're ready to grow. We're ready to follow something, right? It is Wands energy, so it's fiery and it's passionate. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles does represent success and abundance and prosperity. It also represents taking care of ourselves, nurturing our home, nurturing our goals, our dreams, and, allowing things to blossom. The Queen of Pentacles does bring in this success, but it does bring in this down-to-earth, patient energy. Like, I have a goal, I have a dream, and I know that if I just take things one day at a time, and if I nurture this desire that I have, and if I nurture this energy and this opportunity, it will grow into something abundant and wonderful. And the Queen of Pentacles is a very down-to-earth energy, right? So get grounded, connect with the earth. But it is a beautiful energy of blossoming. And, so some of you here with this 12th house, you are blossoming and you're ready for the next stage of your journey. You're ready for the next stage of your adventure. So this new moon could bring you in some gifts and some rewards, right? But for others of you, I feel like it's sparking something within you, right? And the Sagittarian energy is about moving forward. It is about getting excited about something. It's having an adventure, doing something a little bit different, right? Always operating just outside of the comfort zone. And this energy can very much enhance and really help you in some way, right? We're done. The 12th house with this new moon, your 12th house energy, we're done with a cycle, a big cycle in our lives. We're finished and we're ready to move forward in maybe a better direction or maybe with a better outlook on something, right? We don't have to shake up our whole lives. We can just do things or look at things a little bit differently, right? But whatever it is, there's some new, wonderful, exciting energy coming in here for you. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, pay attention to your dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities. Remember, 12th house, very spiritual. But what can you do to make your vision, your goals, your dreams, and turn them into reality? Your new moon is coming up in a month. So time for you to get your ducks in a row, figure out where you're setting your intentions, right? Because you can set your intentions now and then take some action, right? To make things happen for yourself. So some very interesting, always interesting energy with your 12th house. But I do feel like there could be a little bit of spark of excitement in the air somewhere here for you. I'll leave that there for you guys. Thank you for watching and good luck in this new moon. Hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. This energy, you'll be used to some of this energy. This is happening in your, 11th house. And of course, the 11th house is ruled by Uranus, your modern day ruler, and you. So it's like you're taking charge, you're, very much in alignment with this energy at this new moon. So this can be mystical and magical for you. This can be a great time to set your sights, set your horizons high. This can be very social for you. Your 11th house is about society. It's about social networks. It can be very, very people-y. So this can be a very people-y time for you, or perhaps this is a time to forge new connections, meet new people, connect with different groups of people who are a little bit more in alignment with who you are and the energy that you put out. This can also be a time of freedom for you. Uranus, yes, is at play with this new moon, not necessarily in the best aspect, but as you know, Uranus works in funny little ways, right? We never quite know what to expect. A little bit of a wild card, and this new moon does bring about a little wild card energy, and in part because of that Uranus energy. So this can be where there's some unexpected wishes may come true, right? This can be where something happens, maybe with someone else or another situation around you, but it can free you up from something. So especially if you've had a tough go of it recently, or maybe in the last year, because there has been a lot of ups and downs. There has been a lot of changes. There has been a lot of things that have come to a close, come to an end. There's also been a lot of blessings at the same time. But, for some of you, it's been like riding this wave of uncertainty. So with this new moon, this can be something that kind of breaks you free, breaks you out of that cycle, and propels you forward in a much better way. But your 11th house energy, is about liberty and freedom. It's also about science, technology. It's very futuristic energy. So set some intentions for a new beginning, for a better tomorrow, whatever that looks like to you. But your wishes, right? This is 11th house is the house of wishes. So what are you wishing for? What do you want? What do you want to attract into your life, right? Where do you want a new beginning, right? set those intentions and harness this power, right? You can make Uranus, or try to make Uranus, always works for you, right? But sometimes in, little challenging ways, right? But it's like we can open our eyes to a better tomorrow, to a better future. So work with this new moon, and this harness and work with the energy of Uranus. Okay, always beneficial to work with your planetary ruler, especially when it is active and part of this new moon itself. And remember, we do have a square with Neptune and Saturn, unfortunately. And so, both of your planetary rulers are actually at play with this new moon, right? Saturn is your traditional ruler, Uranus, your modern day ruler. And so, what can you do to make your dreams and goals come true? Where do you feel stuck? Where do you feel like there's been delays, right? This can be a time to shake and break free from those things. So even though this new moon has really a lot of positive aspects, it does also have some challenging ones as well, because we are ready for a breakthrough, or we are ready to, maybe figure out why something has been delayed or completely stuck, right? And so we might be challenged a little bit at this new moon, but ultimately very rewarded. Okay, so short-term energy for this new moon, short-term outcome is over the next 2 weeks, and then long-term is over the next 6 months, right? Culminating in a full moon in Sagittarius. So for some of you, there'll be some things that happen really quickly, right? And others of you, it'll be kind of a little bit longer, all right? But whatever your wishes are, keep your eye on that prize. You could also have some legal situation or some justice that is served in some way. We've got blood moon energy with courage. All right. Courage to take some steps, courage to make change, courage to navigate through some challenges, courage to start something new, courage to get out of your comfort zone. So embrace the energy of courage. Okay. Be fearless, right? You might need to have a conversation, and sometimes we need to be a little courageous to have an important conversation, right? Be courageous to follow your goals and dreams, right? Whatever your situation happens to be, this energy of courage is flowing to you and through you. We have rest. Are you tired, Aquarius? Some of you are exhausted by this time, and you're like, I just want some time off. I just want things to settle down. I just want some sleep. So at this new moon, and also this is where we can set some intentions, where do you need a little bit more rest and relaxation in your life? You are the humanitarian of the group. You are always helpful for other people, even when you maybe just don't want to be. And so sometimes we kind of cave, right? And, because we want to live up to expectations sometimes, or perhaps you feel guilty by saying no. Not only are you futuristic and you're a light worker and you're a healer and all of these wonderful things, but sometimes you can get guilted into, doing things or helping people when you just really just want some rest or want some time for yourself. You've got to replenish your batteries, right? So part of your energy here and now is rest. Okay. So take some time at this new moon before the silly season gets in full swing. Okay, take some time and replenish your energy. Okay, it's wonderful and commendable to always be helping other people or doing things for other people, right? It feeds your soul in some way, right? But you do need to take that time for yourself. But also, this is encouraging you, right, to start some new habit. Okay. Something that centers around rest and relaxation for yourself. And we sometimes need to put up those boundaries, or we need to carve out some time. So perhaps your time for yourself is Friday night. I'm not going to make any social commitments on Friday nights. It's going to be my PJ night. It's going to be my movie night. I'm going to have dinner, or I'm going to order in dinner. I'm going to do something nice for myself and go to bed early. Right? It can be things like that. So it doesn't have to be things super, super complicated. So see, that is what I almost feel like this is where the universe is challenging you. It's like slapping it down for you. It's laying it down for you. It's saying, I challenge you to do this. And you'll be rewarded for that. So yeah, it's just a little voice in my head is just, I lay down this challenge, right? Kind of like the little on guard white glove treatment there. So anyways, so find ways to incorporate more rest. We have the Ace of Swords here as well. What a wonderful energy to come in with a new moon. The Ace of Swords is victory, it's clarity, it's focus. It can be answers. It is a massive yes card, by the way. So yes, speak your intentions. Be very clear, right? The Ace of Swords is about clarity. It's also about an idea. It's like, yes, I want to do this, right? So whatever it is, whatever ideas you have, whatever goals you have, whatever intentions you set, speak clearly with clarity, with focus on the positive, right? Always focus on the positive things that you want to amplify or attract into your life. We don't want to waste energy on the negative stuff. No, 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 no. Right? Why put energy to something you don't want, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It's not logical, right? So with the Ace of Swords, logic, intellect, communication, focus, victory, success, whatever it is you speak will come into existence, and keep your eye on the prize and keep your eye on what what you want in your life. But I do feel that there might be some very important information or conversation that comes in here for you. And because the swords energy, we can like cut things out of our life. We can stop doing things, and we can simplify things with the aces here also, right? So new beginning, fresh start, maybe just something improved or simplified in your life. But again, it is a big yes card here for you. The aces always represent a new beginning or new energy or new thought processes, things like that in your life. And they also do bring a little bit of luck. So this can be really wonderful for you guys. All right. Speak clearly and concisely, whether you're speaking to the universe, yourself, or other people. And this can like clear up any confusion or doubt, right? But it's also reminding you about the power of your words and the power of your thoughts. Keep them positive, and wonderful magical things will happen for you. But really set some intentions. This is a big reminder from the universe, right? New moons, life gets busy. We sometimes forget to do these things and work with the lunations, but setting intentions at this one will bring you rewards, either short-term or long-term. Okay, big yes card, and bring in a little bit of luck for you. I'll leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching, and good luck in this new moon. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius reading. My cat just said hello to you as well. This new moon is occurring for you in your 10th house. So there could be a new beginning over the next couple of weeks, or unfolding over the next 6 months in your career. You could use your experiences, your reputation to enhance your career path in some way, whether it's a new job or a promotion or raise. Some of you may get rewarded for all of your hard work and your achievements at this time. You're getting noticed in your workplace or your career path. And if you're not getting noticed, this is where that new energy comes in. Some of you could get that new job, or you may be recognized in your workplace. You could get a new project, right? It's like, yay, more work, right? But you could get a new project, but this is something that can put you in the spotlight in a really positive way. And so the 10th house is ruled by Saturn, brings Capricorn energy, so your public image, fame, honors, rewards, your ambition, the things that you work hard for, right? Also highlights your achievements here, career status, and also your influence on things or people or situations in your life, right? So all this wonderful, very goal-based energy is coming in for you. So again, some of you might be reaping some rewards at this time of year. Perhaps you get a bonus for a job well done, right? Someone's recognizing, what you bring to the table. They're recognizing you for your hard work and your dedication. It's wonderful. Others of you, perhaps you are like, you know what? I think I need to make a change. I'm not being rewarded, or I'm not advancing the way that I want to, or I'm not fulfilled in my career path right now. And so your new beginning is making changes, right? Rewriting your resume, looking for a new job, maybe even shifting industries or your career path entirely, right? So all is focused around, around your work and your image and your reputation. Some of you, maybe you want to revamp your reputation, and in some way, perhaps shift your focus from things that you've been doing to things that, you want to be seen for a little bit more, right? But you could have some really exciting things and some really exciting opportunities here with a new moon in your 10th house. And remember, Sagittarian energy with this new moon does bring expansion, growth in the future, and freedom, right? Freeing you from things or situations that have maybe been holding you back or you've outgrown. And so what does your future hold? Where do you see yourself moving to? What's just outside your comfort zone? And this is where your rewards and opportunities lie. Moon in detriment, we've got cut your losses. Okay, so some of you are looking to move forward. You are looking for a new beginning. You're looking for a new career path. And this is where, you might you can maybe connect with some people that are really good at writing resumes. You could connect with people that can help you in your job search, like recruiters and things like that. And you could also just find something on your own. But cut your losses, right? For some of you here, it is time to move on, right? You may have a carrot that's been dangled in front of your face. Maybe you've been promised, we have this lined up for you. This is where I see us putting you and where you could be most utilized, but yet you've been waiting for 3 years and nothing has happened, right? Time to move on, right? People tell you who they are. Companies tell you who they are, okay? Loyalty, right? Loyalty is a wonderful thing when it works both ways. And so if you're feeling kind of like, I'm giving this company everything, but they're not giving me back, reciprocal things, right? It might be time to move on. The cut your losses energy can also represent that you might be hung up on something, and it's not just your 10th house, right? A new moon can bring a new beginning in any area. It's just your 10th house is being highlighted for you there, and that's where it's the most impactful. But with this energy, a new moon brings a fresh start in some way, whether it's your thoughts, whether it's your energy, whether it's people, situations, right? It brings about this new, fresh energy, fresh perspective. So cut your losses. What do you need to let go of? What have you been waiting to blossom? Right? Because something's not going your way. Something is not evolving. Something is not blossoming. It's time to move on. Right? Have that fresh start. We have sadness. Yes, moving on can bring some sadness. Feel your emotions, okay? Get in touch with your emotions. Feel, work through some things, okay? And know that just because we're sad about something doesn't mean that something's not going to get better, or doesn't mean that it's not time to go. Right? Even with, imagine if you were looking to change jobs, perhaps there's been something that's been holding you back. Perhaps you really like your boss, but the company sucks. Perhaps, there's a couple of coworkers that, if you were to leave, you would miss, right? But, again, and that can bring about some sadness, right? But it's not a reason to squash or to hold back from following your dreams and getting yourself to where you want to be. But the sadness energy here, I do feel, is something that might come to the surface for you at this new moon. And it's not something to be ignored. It's something where we need to work through it, right? We need to honor and respect all of our feelings, right? And when we do that, we acknowledge them, we can embrace them, then the path to healing can begin. So there could just be something here at this new moon that does kind of come up a little bit, because we are expanding, right? With Sagittarian energy, we are expanding and we're moving forward and we're liberating ourselves, right? Sagittarius is one of those, the two signs that really do thrive on freedom is Sagittarius and Aquarius, right? And so this moon in Sagittarius can represent that there's something here that may come up that you need. It's a great opportunity for you to free yourself. So again, it can be pretty much anything in your life, and sometimes this energy comes up, especially at this time of year. So work through your emotions and cut your losses can be where we recognize that, okay, this has been holding me back, right? And, it's time for me to let this go, right? I'm ready for a fresh start. I'm ready for that clean slate. And I'm ready to look at the future in a more positive lens, and I'm not going to let anything hold me back. And we've got the Tower. Oh boy. I will say, I'm pretty sure you're the only ones to get this one. So the Tower, of course, no one loves to see the Tower because it can be very disruptive. Okay. The Tower is sudden, unexpected change, but the Tower always has a purpose. Now, the Tower comes in when we are stuck. And the universe is looking at us going, okay, I really need to give you a helping hand here, because I need to, we need to get you unstuck. We can ignore the Tower and we can ignore change and we can ignore things, but that just makes things more difficult for ourselves. So the Tower does bring us freedom and liberation, often in unexpected ways. Sometimes it's in our physical world, but more often than not, it's something that hits us like a lightning bolt, Uranus energy at this full moon, right? Uranus often can act as like a Tower energy. And it's something we might stumble across some information. We might have a conversation. We might just have like a, mind-blowing thought, something. And it's something here that shifts our energy or shifts our situation suddenly to bring us freedom, to remove blocks and obstacles, to help us to let go of things that are holding us back. And it's to make room for a new beginning. It's to make room for something new. And sometimes it requires this more heavy-handed shakeup, right? And so this can bring in some turbulent energy, right? But it's this turbulent energy. Think of a volcano burping, right? Sometimes a volcano needs to let out a little bit of steam, a little bit of lava, right? In order for things to settle down and get back on track, right? It's like, oof, I'm just filled with gas kind of thing. And so the Tower can bring in that kind of thing, right? It's like, oh, we just need to let off some steam. We need to vent. We just need to let some things go because we've become too full. We've become blocked. And if I don't want to erupt in this massive explosion, we're going to let some things off in little tidbits, right? And so this Tower energy can be very disruptive. It can be very difficult, but it ultimately is bringing us some relief and freedom, right? That we very much want. So this can be a very transformative new moon for you, can bring you some wonderful things, and it can help you to find some sort of freedom so that you can move in a different direction, or so that you can welcome in some new energy, some new beginnings, some new people, new opportunities, right? It's very much a freeing kind of energy, but again, often in unexpected ways. Sudden, unexpected changes, okay, with that Tower. So I will leave that there for you guys. All right. I thank you for watching. Good luck in this new moon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.